There's
I didn't create the facts. The facts were created for me. I had 11 individuals working under my staff I was responsible for. And in my current staff with real estate, I have individuals that are underneath me. They answer to me. They are my eyes, nose, and ears. And it's my job to put them in the right direction and provide leadership. Now, in the property assessor's office, I feel as if we need to evaluate the office both professionally and administratively before we go into the field and make sure that we have the most proficient office in the state.
Have you had any specialized management training at all?
Specialized management, no.
All right. Mr. Ballard, what do you know about leading people, managing people?
Well, I think that's a great question, because when you get involved in this race here, people are trying to boil this down to who's the best assessor, me or Graybeal. And that's totally, I think, is sort of, you got to have the knowledge, but it's sort of a side issue. I've been operational management across 32 counties in the state for a regional insurance company. The job is similar. We send people out to get a number, bring it back, and use it. Just hundreds of decisions are made. But what my skill is, and what I say, is that I was in the field 13 years, 17 years in management. That's a combination of 30 years of professional experience. And I've got to be able to take that office, rely on the skills of each department. You have real property, personal property, you have admin, you have secretarial, you have mapping departments. But you've got to be able to blend all that into a teamwork situation, in that you can look at this 180,000 pieces of property in a one 4-year tax cycle. Now, I've done it. I mean, it's second nature to me. And with my experience, 30 years, he's 34.
You saying he's too young to do it?
No, I'm not saying
that. That was a little pop. That was a soft jab.
I don't mean it that way, but I mean,
I run quicker, Phil.
He does.
You're saying you're old.
I run quicker.
I'll give him that. It's not that it's pop, but if you're really looking at the race, number one, I've done it. I've done it from the Chattanooga, Crossville, through the Tri-Cities, Kingsport, Johnson City area, across all those, both by staff, by independents, by contractors, by preferred shops, and that's a tremendous sort of blend. When you say, have you had training? Yes, from human resource, transportation, technology. Like, I didn't go and take the class in Tampa because of the time right here, but similar classes would be management of the 21st century.
Okay. So now let me ask you this. One of the key issues going forward is the mortgage industry is in turmoil. There's going to be a lot of turnover and upheaval. And I imagine property assessors all over the country are having to gear up, because you're going to have to look at a lot of information. The information is going to change a lot. Foreclosures, you see all this stuff going on. You've got that dynamic going on. Here's the other dynamic you have. You have a county that may be facing some real revenue challenges going forward. As the economy gets soft, you're going to be called upon to run the office much more efficiently. Your budgets may shrink. Talk to me about efficiency. For instance, you say you got 11 assessors that are out driving vehicles, that kind of thing. Talk to me about running the office efficiently. If you got people driving all over, if you've got a budget, if you got a lot of information moving through the office, how do you do that efficiently?
We have a budget problem and a vehicle problem in the property assessor's office that we need to address quickly. We have 17 vehicles. We have 11 assessors. 2 drive their own vehicle. That leaves 8 vehicles that are for private use. They're being used after hours use. If it's a sport utility, and I filled mine up yesterday morning, it's $125. And if these individuals are out in the field, that's $125 a day that we're wasting. We need to get a control on spending. I mean, we have plasma screens in this office, 42-inch plasma screens. Is it necessary? I don't think so. We need to get a hold of the office.
So you're saying you would streamline
the office.
How many vehicles? What would you do?
Reduction of the fleet. I mean, we've got sport utilities. Why don't we take, instead of 11 assessors in the field, let's bring the other individuals out. There are 4 people in a vehicle. Let's assess this county accurately, properly. Let's use these individuals the way that they have been trained. We can cross-train them in the field. When we've got someone absent, we can have someone continuously assessing property. Every 4 years it's required.
All right, what do you say about efficiency in vehicles?
Well, I think there's probably some vehicle reduction that will have to occur when I get in there. You know, as operational manager, you just can't go in. You sort of got a feel for the office, but given 90 days, you can go in there and make some real serious changes. Part of the things is the technology. It definitely needs to be online there. And one of the things that I would like to see is putting computers in the cars, because they carry those old books around. You can get, well, while you're out there, you could put in the numbers that you do on the data sheet there. You know, what they're doing now is filling it out by hand, by paper. They're giving it to an individual. That individual may have to call back and say, is that a 6 or is that a 9? You know, so you're cutting down on errors and mistakes and whatnot. By putting those computers in there, I think you can increase production somewhere around 25%. That's what I did before prior to this.
Should employees be able to take the vehicles home?
I'd have to look at the Knox County policy, but right now, in a crunch time, I wouldn't think so on that. Now, it depends, being over a fleet before, if they start from their home, that's one thing. To drive back to the office, that's redundant. So it would depend on the situation and how they start, if it applied every day, some days, or no days.
Should they be driving more fuel-efficient vehicles?
Here again, on the fleet management, you can look around Knoxville. You don't see a lot of fleet cars with hybrids on it, because I can tell you, just say a Saturn, you may wait 2 weeks for a fender. The jump-in cost on a Toyota may be $38,000. What Knox County has on a bid process, old Fords and Chevrolets don't mean that bad, but I think the assessor's office has 2 to turn in. They're like 6-7 years old, 180,000 miles on them, and those parts are readily available. You know, we have mountains and hills here. It's not like being in Florida, California, straight roads. And it depends on the fuel, if it's got fuel cells, hydrogen, and all that sort of things. So it would depend on the car as much as the
take-home vehicles and the fuel efficiency of the vehicles.
I don't think the vehicles need to be taken home. If you start from home, you drive to the office, you pick up your daily work, and you're out in the field, and you turn the vehicle back in. We do not need sport utilities. I can see the need for one sport utility if you're on a construction site. But in general, these vehicles don't leave asphalt. We could use a Toyota Corolla, a Saturn, 4-door, just small economical cars rather than V8 sport utilities and V8 Crown Victorias.
All right, we're just about out of time. I want to give each of you an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to our viewers and our listeners about the position of property assessor and why you think you're the person to do that. Since we started with you, I'm going to let you close, so we'll give you the first statement and you get the closing statement.
Okay, thank you.
Go right ahead.
We need someone with proper leadership, someone who possesses a high standard of ethics, someone who has had field experience in the actual field assessing real property, statewide, countywide, and someone who has integrity. And I have these characteristics, and I want to be Knox County's property assessor.
All right, that's Andrew Graybeal.
Graybeal.
All right, Phil Ballard.
I want to be property assessor because I want to offer to Knox County a professional that's been trained in business and financial situations. I carry 30 years experience in that. I think I do the right thing, and I've been looked at closely through the years, and I don't think that the best thing that people say about me, Phil Ballard is a good guy. I got to be able to deal with the meekest senior to the guy in the executive office in a fair and reasonable way. I'm going to do what that I said. I'm going to be fair and equitable to all the citizens of Knox County. I'm going to keep the taxpayer boss. This is an office that they can be proud of. It will be run professionally, smoothly, and efficiently. That's
all right. WNOXnewstalk.com is our website. Do you have a website?
AndrewGraybeal.com.
AndrewGraybeal.com. You have a website?
I don't have a website, but you can reach me at philballard08@aol.com.
All right, thank you for watching.